You know, once again, we had arguably another 10 out of 10 amazing episode. Masterpiece. It really is. We have 2 episodes to go, and they've killed everyone. Like, literally every character we've grown to know and love, know and hate are dead. And I feel nothing anymore. Not because, like, the show jumped the shark and, like, it did too much. No, it's just like, they broke me prior to this episode, that my reaction when I realized that they're gonna kill Draka too was, oh, yeah, she's gonna die too, isn't she? I have no idea what the message was that she sent. The only thing that would be short enough, in my opinion, would be the give Pochi or whatever the dad's name was 10%. That's the only thing that you could probably fit on a bird letter. And who would she send that to? Probably her family back home, but like, I don't know, right? Like, I don't know where it would go, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Either way, it seems like heliocentrism probably died. The version that Raffles' message has been fighting for so long is dead. But then, given the end of the episode with this Albert character, I mean, I guess this will be the next person who discovered. Because here's the thing, even if you kill the main message in the book that we fought for so long, heliocentrism will always end up being discovered. And eventually, bigots in a church who think they are right will no longer be able to oppose it. With 2 episodes to go, I don't know how they're going to end this, but whatever they do, I know is going to be thought-provoking, and that has me as excited as it does terrified, and I just, damn. Want to see my full thoughts on these episodes? We got the Patreon, full and cut live reactions if you want to support my work over there exclusively. So, I was saying it last week, a man with nothing to lose is a dangerous thing. Telling a man that everything he fought for was lies is interesting. But what's even more frightening is a man who thinks that, no, I'm not wrong, the entire world surrounding me is. The fact that he set alcohol up all outside that building and inside, because he planned ahead to burn them, stabbed our boy in the throat. As soon as I saw that, I thought to myself, well, this is very unfortunate, because if one character out of the two should have lived, it should have been him, because he would have had the influence to spread this book. When Draka got stabbed, I thought to myself, not the worst wound possible. 7 minutes later go by and we see her bleeding out, and I said, oh, it was much worse than I thought. I hate Noak as a character. I really do. He's a capital C-U-N-T. But he is the second best character in this show. But then he's the best. I've expressed why in plenty of videos. But despite me hating this man as much as I do, I think without him, without the villain of the story, this show would have sucked a lot more. And I think what makes him such a great villain is that he truly believes in the bullshit. He thinks he's doing what's right, and that's what's frightening. People who think they're doing what's right despite committing so much atrocity. And as much as I wanted him to die not knowing of his daughter, I think it just would have been so poetic. I think him, because he has a conversation with Raffle. It's all in his head, mind you. But the fact that they bring back Raffle to basically be like the moral compass and to have, because at the end of the day, as much as he's hated Raffle and everything that's happened throughout this show because of him, he's always felt sad for him because this kid had a bright future, right? But at the end of the day, too, I mean, the fact that no matter how many of these heretics he killed, Raffle and his notes always remain. And I think the fact that, too, what's really beautiful about this is the fact that, from his point of view, Draka survived. Draka and the research. So Noak is dying under the belief that Raffle technically kind of won in the end, right? That even if he killed Draka there, I mean, the research lives on. Most likely it didn't, given everything, but still, the fact that he's had the glove, and when he got the glove for Yolenta when she was a kid, it was too big, but she would grow into it. The sick bastard held on to that woman's hand. And when the glove fits, no OJ trial here, he realizes that his daughter was indeed the one who blew up. And the fact that in his dying moments, he didn't ask for his own life to go to heaven, because he's under the belief that he would go to heaven anyway, right? Because, he's the one who's been fighting for truth. But the fact that he says, as long as heliocentrism doesn't go against you, please let her into heaven. It's a oddly touching scene for one of the most twisted characters I'm going to remember for quite some time. And to bring Raffle back as they did, and that conversation, was just so good. Because at the end of the day, who would have thought a little kid who ended up dying early into the show's run, what was it, the end of episode 3, would have such a prolonged influence to this degree? And I think that's what makes the end of this episode so interesting, is that it doesn't feel like Raffle and everything that we built up is going to be the heliocentrism model and ideas. It's instead going to be, maybe it won't even be this Albert guy. Albert doesn't even really look like he wants to do this. But no matter what they do, like at the end of the day, I think it's always been an interesting mindset I've had, because no matter if the model we were chasing and the notes we were following don't make it to the finish line and get published, look at our own world. Like, eventually the truth gets out, right? And I guess, I mean, for some people, if it turns out that, you know, orb on the movements of the earth didn't get published, blah, 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 people will say it's pointless. But I think, if anything, it shows the resilience of humanity, and no matter how bad things got, we always tried. And we can always pick our... I mean, how many near extinction level events or extinction level events we've known of in our own world, and yet we always come back, right? I mean, I think, if anything, that shows a more optimist side of anything. But they got 2 episodes left. No damn idea what they're going to do. You know, I was pretty concerned everyone might die after last week's episode, but I still didn't know what I would feel should it happen. And I don't really feel speechless. I don't really feel angry. I don't really feel sad. I feel almost tranquil. I'm at peace. Had you let Ochi survive up to this point, probably would be in the fetal position. But Draco was a good character. The priest was a good character. Noak was a good character. But it's just like, you've hurt me to such a degree. No matter what they show me, you can't hurt me anymore. But I think what's brilliant is, even if you can't hurt the viewer anymore, you can still make them say, what a 10 out of 10 freaking masterpiece. This show's got to be in the running for some of the biggest deaths to such a large scale I've ever seen. Makes the early stuff of Game of Thrones look small in comparison. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, theories if you got any. Crazy ass episode, and the glove did fit. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell. Like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Sean Cafferkey, Dragon Mom, Ryan Kahalili, Devin Mitchell, Tony X, Spectra, Monty7, and we also have Buanake, Monica Lazuria. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.